I'm Greg.
And I'm Billy.
And with Fuji Guys, this great video is going to be on our top features on a cool camera called the Z90. Now, before you watch this top features video, I recommend you check our startup video. So that's right here. Excellent. So now let's get into the top features. I mean, I'm going to have to say that on a camera like this, we've got two different colors, blue and pink.
Yep.
The top feature's got to be the screen on the back.
Yeah,
it's a touchscreen camera.
3-inch wide angle touchscreen. Touchscreen.
Yeah, you actually do, most of the controls of this camera are handled by a touchscreen, much like a lot of the smartphones and things like that these days. So why don't you tell me about the touchscreen?
Yeah, instead of me talking about it, let's just show you some of the functionalities of this touchscreen by looking at this video.
Okay.
The touchscreen feature is obviously one of the top features of this Z90 camera. You have the ability with this nice little touchscreen to change things like the shooting mode, and of course selecting the various shooting modes that's on this camera, like automatic, touch and shoot. And when you do that, that cool feature basically allows you to point at something and it's going to focus and take a picture of that for me. Again, if I just go back here and I wanted to point back at one of these frames, I can touch it and it's actually going to focus and take the photo for me. Again, I can change the different various shooting modes by touching the screen. There's different things like scene position modes. By selecting that, it comes up with various scene options I can select from, like a party mode that is suitable for obviously indoor shooting, so it's going to use red eye reduction if necessary. I can go back in, I can select other modes like the natural light and flash mode. That allows me to take two photos, one with flash, one without flash, and push OK for that. Because it's touchscreen, all the controls are found on the camera. The self-timer feature is right here. You tap that, you have different options here. Of course, you got a 2-second, 10-second self-timer. There's actually a couple self-timer feature that when it detects the different amounts of people in your subject, you can change it, say 2. When it notices 2 subjects are close enough together, it's going to take that photo. Or when it recognizes all 3 subjects or all 4 subjects. So let's say you want to do a self-timer shot and you got 3 friends and yourself. If you set it to the self-timer with 4 subjects in it, when you push the shutter button and you run around, once the camera can detect all 4 subjects in the scene, it's then going to take the picture automatically for you. So that's a cool little feature to have. Again, there's different various modes. There's also a couple timers. So as the subjects get closer and closer to each other, the camera will notice that and will take the picture once you're very close to the other person, hence the couple timer feature. Menu systems controlled again through touchscreens. There's different options right here. You can push up and down. I can change the image quality in the camera from normal compression to fine compression. I can go back to the menu. I can change the ISO on the camera. Of course, it defaults to automatic mode while I'm in certain scene position mode. So I'm going to set that to the program auto mode, which opens up a lot of the menu controls. If I push the menu button, I have access to things like exposure compensation that can underexpose, overexpose. I can also change the ISO on the camera now from the various different ISOs, 100, 200, 400. I can go and change the resolution on the camera from 14 megapixels. I can also change the orientation or the aspect ratio to 16:9 instead if I wanted to shoot in that mode. I'm going to change it back to the default. I can also change other various controls on this camera as well. There's also the movie quality. I can shoot in HD video. Again, you can see it's done through touch. If I push the playback button, so there's actually some physical buttons on this camera. Again, you can push the shooting button to take pictures, or you can push the playback button to go back to view images. Again, you can slide it left and right. And if there's a video, you can push the play button there, and it plays that video for you. You can see it records HD video. That one particularly wasn't HD video. I can push these buttons to navigate instead if I don't want to sweep the photos. Okay. I can change the different display modes on the camera, make it smaller and smaller, so I can quickly jump to photos if I wanted to. Again, it's all done through the control system. On the top of the camera, of course, there's an instant movie record button and a shutter button to take photos. So there's a couple of physical buttons, but the rest of everything else is done through the touch screen, including creating even a photo book. I can create a book with all my images that's found on the camera. And I can select the title page for it. I can go to the menu. Once I'm done selecting all that, As you can see, that book is completely done. I have sort of a quick little slideshow of pictures. I can add to the pictures later, of course. So that's just a quick look at the touchscreen controls of the Z90 camera. The Z90 has a great feature called touch and track, actually, that allows you to track moving subjects in the scene. Let's take a look at that feature. You have to push the shooting mode button by tapping the screen and selecting touch and track. And now, basically, when we touch an object within the scene, let's say, if, for instance, the camera, if I touch that, the camera's going to start to track the camera as it moves along the path. The camera does default to this SR Auto, but if it does not, in order to change it to that mode, you just tap that mode button, and again, you have the various shooting options. You can select Scene Recognition Auto.
Wow, that is amazing, and it's so kind of high-tech
right.
looking, especially the way you view the pictures. That's really, really cool. It's hard to believe also on this camera because it's so compact, and I know it's the folding type lens, but this is actually a 5x optical zoom,
And it's wide angle.
angle with stabilization.
I mean, it starts at 28 mil, it goes to 140 millimeters, and yeah, this is stabilization functionality on this camera that helps to steady the shot, which is kind of cool. But let's just look at some examples of shots shot wide angle and at telephoto on this camera.
Perfect.
By looking at this quick video.
Well, that's a lot of versatility for a camera. Again, I can't emphasize, you can see the size of it is very, very small. So
Yeah, digital stabilization helped to steady that shot. That was good.
it's truly amazing. So, everyone knows I love taking close-up pictures. Does this camera have a good macro mode?
Most of the Fuji cameras do. This one goes down to 9 centimeters. It's
Nice.
pretty simple. Let's take a quick look at this thing to see how we can get better macro shots. If you want to take close-up shots, you can turn on the macro function on the Z90, which allows you to take about get you about 9 centimeters away from a subject. In the Scene Recognition Auto, it automatically switches to that if that's the case, or if you're in another mode like the Program Auto mode. In order to enable that, you can actually tap the back of the menu, which is the flower icon right here. So you push that, and then we select macro, and now we can get some macro shots. Let's take a look at some examples.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, considering this is something that slides in your pocket, those are great close-ups. I started fooling around with the Panorama feature a couple of years ago on our cameras, and we had the stitching panorama before. Now we have the new motion panorama. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the motion
feature.
panorama feature is very similar to last year's model, but it auto releases the shutter now by lining a circle and a plus sign, and as you cross over, it shoots. Makes it
Triggers
very
the-
simple.
Nice.
I hate to talk about it, so let's take a look at this to see how that's done.
Show us the feature.
To get into that mode, we just touch the shooting mode. We'll highlight motion panorama by touching that. And now it comes up with a parameter to take pictures from left to right. And again, it's 3 shots maximum. We can also change the direction by touching this button. And now we can have it go from left to right to left. Again, I'm going to switch it back to the default modes of left to right. And let's show some examples of this. The motion panoramic feature will automatically stitch 3 images together. If you notice, there's a plus sign and sort of a circular plus sign, and all you have to do is align that to want to overlap each other, and the camera will automatically take the photo without you having to push the shutter button. And it does it for the 3rd shot as well, and then it stitches it automatically within the camera itself, and then saves it on the SD card.
Wow, that makes it a lot easier. And probably a lot more accurate, too.
Yeah, a lot of
now
people
that I
are going to
think
use
about
that
it.
feature now.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
cool. So, this camera is probably targeted after a younger demographic. We got your blue for boys and pink for girls, and it's, this would certainly look pretty cool at a party if you pulled it out. Auto upload feature for YouTube for movies and auto upload to Facebook for your still pictures. How does
Yeah,
that
now
work?
that feature is not basically, wirelessly uploads to YouTube or Facebook. It basically tags the photos within the camera and also the videos in the camera, and so that when you connect to your computer for the next time, and of course your computer's got to be connected to the internet, it's going to auto-upload those images to those social networking sites. So all your videos go to YouTube, and all your tagged photos can go to your Facebook account. Very simple, but again, look at this video to see how that's done. A neat feature in the Z90 is the ability to tag photos and videos to be uploaded later to YouTube and to Facebook. I have an image here as well as a video that's on this camera, and I want to upload these later on to YouTube, Facebook. So what do? I want to push the menu button on the camera. I want to select Upload and mark for upload. You can push up and down to get to that menu, by the way. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to select YouTube, and because that's a video, I'm going to push OK, and it's going to say that's going to be tagged. This next image is a photo, so it can't be tagged to obviously go to YouTube. I'm going to push back. I'm going to select that one to go to Facebook instead, and push OK. And now that image is marked. I'm going to push back, back, and back one more time. And now it's going to tell me that this video that I have is going to YouTube later once I connect it to the computer, of course. And this video, or this photo, sorry, is going to Facebook instead. So the next time I connect this camera to the computer, the software is going to help me upload both of those files to the appropriate sites.
What a great idea. Especially when people have these like 4, 8, 16 gigabyte cards and they've got so many pictures on there.
Yeah.
You don't want to put them all on Facebook, but as you go along, if you tag the ones you do want to go on Facebook,
Saves you a lot more time later
when
on.
you're downloading your pictures. I love that feature. Okay, cool. Now, although this camera is very small, again, it shoots HD video. So
Yeah, it does. In fact, all of our cameras shoot HD video. This one shoots 720p video.
wow, being able to edit your films right inside the camera. That is an unbelievable feature out there, folks. Listen, that covers off pretty much all of our top features for the Z90. And I just want to mention before we cut out here is that we've got a lot of great videos on YouTube. We want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also want to talk to you, so if you have any questions or comments, please do that. And of course, follow us on Twitter too. So we'll be tweeting and letting you know a lot of exciting things that are happening at Fuji. So until the next video, I'm Greg.
And I'm Billy.
And we're the Fuji Guys.